Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to Reset Life After Sexual Trauma. I am Sadal Jones, and I am, of course, here with the lovely Claire. And this is our May resource share. You guys know every month we come and provide some kind of resource or information for you all. And so this month we have a few resources, some fun that we want to share with you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these few resources that we think will be really helpful for you.
Good deal. Yeah, these are ones we've found over the past few weeks, and so wanted to share them with you. So the first one I have is called Worth Hats, WIRTH. We'll throw that on the screen, and it is a hug for your head. Worth Hats is a hat company committed to doing something about mental health. Buy a hat, give a counseling session. I love this so much.
150%. I love the fact that all of their hats are basically donating a counseling service for someone. I think that's absolutely amazing. What a way to kind of give back and share what we know to be important about mental health services. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
I was watching somebody's YouTube video and they were plugging Worth hats, and I was like, I need to know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and checked it out, and so I wanted to give you a little bit more. I want to kind of give you a reason to go look them up, and it is worthhats.com, WIRTH hats, worthhats.com. And I want to give you just this little brief beginning of their story. So Jacob Worth had a dream of creating a hat company. He envisioned something recognizable, something stylish, something people would love to wear. For him, hats weren't just an accessory, they were the perfect addition to an outfit and a central part of what could make someone feel unique. Unfortunately, Jacob was never able to live out his dream. In 2014, Jacob died by suicide. At that time, 25 hats were made in Jacob's honor for his closest family and friends. They served as a way to help fulfill his dream and remind us that we are never as alone as we sometimes think we are. It was here we thought the Worth story would end, but it didn't. And the whole story is really neat. So the hats are really cute. There's different ones, and there are some partnerships going on. And yeah, so get a hat, give a counseling session.
Absolutely. I love that. And I love that story too. I think that story is very meaningful. And so to see something like this come from something like that is awesome.
And we're here because we don't want people to feel alone either. So that's one of the reasons we are providing resources to sexual trauma survivors and thrivers.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that same line of wearable resources, my resource for this month, one of them is our t-shirts. I really like, excuse me, graphic tees. I like message tees, messages that have meaning. I like to represent and show where I advocate and what I love to do and things that are important to me, sometimes through my clothes. And so what I found was an Etsy shop that has an array of sexual assault shirts. And for me, I thought that was amazing. Sexual Assault Awareness Month was just in April. And so you may have seen it on Instagram or Facebook or something like that. And then what I found for me is I like to wear shirts for stuff like that, right? Like Women's Day, you wear a shirt, Sexual Assault Day, you wear a shirt. So for me, I love these shirts. So I wanted to share these shirts with you. So there's an Etsy shop that has, and we'll put the link in the shop name here so that you all can see, but they have an array of shirts. Some of the shirts are things like not all men, but almost all women. Or it's a great day to be a survivor. I mean, just wonderful, encouraging shirts that I think are fun. But it's also giving a message. One of the shirts says, protect your daughter, that's crossed out, and it says educate your son. I thought that was amazing because I thought for me, that's something I try to advocate for, educating young men early about how they treat others and, destigmatizing this space of what women should do to protect themselves, but more looking at how we should educate and encourage young men to be more respectful and to listen a little bit better when they're dealing with all people. So that's the one that I have for today. So I'll make sure to leave, of course, that link down below so that you guys can see it. But those are things that I find really fun ways. And we like to say passive, like that passive way to have a voice and that passive way to use a voice. And so shirts and hats and stickers and different things like that are passive ways for you to show your support for yourself or even your support for other people.
Yeah. There's so many
Yeah.
ways that we can support our own voice and support others.
Absolutely.
All right, my second one is some cards, is a card deck that I also got on Etsy. And the shop is called Because of What Happened. And that's also the name of the deck. So this is the deck. And this is the, let's see if we can get that. Because of What Happened. And it says affirmations for survivors of sexual assault, abuse, or trauma. So that's just the intro card. And then the author wrote a little note, and part of it says, the secrecy and shame that is associated with abuse may make you feel like a prisoner. I hope that the pain that came from what happened to you will leave you. And I hope that every day you feel a little lighter, a little safer. I know that you will feel stronger, and I hope that will enable you to help others. And so I wanted to just kind of show you a couple of the cards. So, and this is the deck, so you can kind of flip through. And if I were to, I use this in group. And so I asked the group, like, what does this make you think of? And so I just grabbed a random one. I didn't deserve what happened. So if you're journaling, maybe you're having a journaling moment, you pick 3 of these cards and you write down some thoughts and feelings about what it brings up for you. It just is a way it is affirmations, but it's a way to ask yourself questions. And then there's 3 blank ones. You can put your own up. Maybe put it on your bathroom mirror, or I don't know, carry it with you, something like that. Mm-hmm. So I like all kinds of things. I am brave. Things we need to hear. Things we need to be reminded. My body belongs to me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to end on that.
I love that. I love that. My body belongs to me. Awesome. Love that. I love things that are kind of prompts, prompts for us, or that kind of says what we want to say and maybe we're not able to. And so when I look at the cards, I kind of think of that, like, giving a voice in a way that maybe some of us don't have the ability to have at the time. So,
or things excellent. We don't believe yet.
Right. So we need some assistance in that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Things we want to believe or want to think about ourselves.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. Yeah. Not there yet. Getting there, but not there yet, for sure. All right. So my second resource is a blog. We've done some blogs before, but this blog was important because, like I said, last month was sexual assault awareness month. And there's always this conversation around words that we use to address those who've experienced sexual assault, whether we say victim, whether we say survivor, and what that means for the individual person's journey. And so the blog that I have is actually by an author named Kathryn Augustine. It's written in the Daily Northwestern, and it is an op-ed regarding the difference between victim and survivor, really. And I like this particular blog because it really does talk about why there's been this gradual transition to using the word survivor instead of using victim. There's a space of empowerment in the word survivor, but it also highlights that the word survivor, some people who've experienced sexual assault do not relate to that word. That's just not where they are in their journey. And so it normalizes the space of it's okay to use survivor if that is what the person wants to use, but it's also okay not to use that, right? So there's a space of empowerment, even in how we choose to address individuals who've experienced sexual assault. And I like this op-ed because it does that. It does just that. It really does highlight that everyone may not be okay with this gradual transition to empowerment in this space because everyone does not feel empowered in their journey yet. They can't really get to that space of empowerment. They are in that place of I am barely surviving and all I did was survive. They haven't really wrapped their head around yet the space of empowerment, and that is okay because it's their journey. And so I like this particular blog and this op-ed that was written by Kathryn Augustine, and I wanted to share this with you all because I think it's important to normalize any space of a journey, right? That's kind of what we do here at Reset. We normalize all aspects of the trauma journey, trauma healing journey, and we normalize and affirm any place that you are on your journey. And so this is one of those resources that kind of, if you read it and it resonates with you, it kind of goes, okay, I'm not by myself. And that's what we want. That's what we want you all to feel. So that is my my second resource for this month.
That, I mean, meeting ourselves where we are, there's always going to be someone at the place and stage or spot that you're in on your journey. There's always going to be somebody else in that spot too. And,
Absolutely.
you are your own best resource. That's what we say here. So, so meeting yourself where you are, using the terminology that fits for you, advocating for the terminology and things that fit for you. Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you yourself, if you provide a resource, if you're working with or for people who are healing from sexual trauma, if you have a podcast, if you have a book, if you have a journal, if you have an app, if you have something that's going to type of resource that's going to help people along their journey, merchandise, hello, what we talked about today. We are always open to hearing from you and featuring you. Our main platform is Instagram and YouTube. And we do invite you to share the resources you're coming across, share the ones that you can promote yourself. We want to hear about it because we're going to bring it here and share with everybody else. We're trying to be the bridge for resources. This is about you. This is for you. We have our separate spaces that we help clients and patients, but this is just for resources. And we want to bring those to you. Why? Because you're your own best resource, and we want you to have a lot. We want you to have a lot to pick from. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you next month. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.